Guys, saga continue. 2023 presidential election. PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar find fresh evidence against Bølà Ahmed Tinübu. Seek for Bølà Ahmed Tinübu disqualification. My people, wonder shall never end. Not be small thing, no, not in one will not go wake up see for inside Nigeria. Una know the funniest part of this whole saga when be like say it dey go on for inside Nigeria, the whole social media home and abroad. Whether PDP o, neither APC o, based on the same feather. Una don't ever see where Keto go dey laugh pot say charcoal dey in body, because the two of them na the same fire that they sit down put. You understand? So this issue of Atiku filing against Tinübu against, now let Peter Obi now be able to say, okay, let's give him a try. As far as politicians are concerned in Nigeria, just rest. Now let Peter Obi will be still they put hope on, and they not still give him the opportunity to take rule the country, neither carry the common people along. Well guys, make una watch this full video. Why I go see you now for the ending of this video.
The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has filed what he termed as fresh evidence against President Bølà Ahmed Tinübu at the Supreme Court. The former vice president, who has also urged Supreme Court to accept the new evidence, specifically sought to leave of the apex court to tender Tinubu's academic records, which he said were handed over to him by the Chicago State University on October 2nd, 2023. In a motion he filed through his team of lawyers, led by Chief Chris Uche, SAN, the PDP presidential candidate said the evidence he is seeking to tender before the court would establish his allegations that Tinubu submitted forged documents to the Independent National Electoral Commission in aid of his qualification to participate in the presidential election. Atiku argued that Tinubu, by his action, committed forgery and perjury and therefore deserved to be removed from office by the Supreme Court. He also stated that the 32-page document he is seeking to tender was released by the CSU on the orders of Judge Nancy Maldonado of the District Court of Illinois, Eastern Division, Illinois, in the United States of America. All right. Steve, the saga continues.
The saga continues.
If you recall, I mean, the whole idea was, discovery for use. And we don't know if the Supreme Court will admit this fresh evidence at this point.
Yeah.
Some lawyers have argued that it is in the best interest of the Supreme Court to accept this because it's a matter of national importance, national interest. Others have said it's not technical for them to admit these documents in court.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's up to the Supreme Court, frankly speaking, and we will get to know in a matter of days or weeks, when the justices will decide, whether it's acceptable to them or not. I think that the lawyers to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has done the right thing to their cause, which is to present that which they believe they got from Chicago State University, and which they think that it might swing the judgment in their favor. And part of what they're arguing is that it has been done before, and they cited instances that for electoral petition, if it becomes necessary, and that the Supreme Court can and indeed have done that before to accept fresh evidence that can help or assist the petitioner. Of course, part of what people are saying is that you didn't plead some of these things ab initio,
right?
And that the Supreme Court is not where you go and argue fresh cases. But then, even if Supreme Court accept, it's also all about what's the precedent. People have cited the case of two governors in Osun,
yes,
and in Enugu, where some decisions have been taken and it didn't quite go in the manner that a lot of people thought that it would go. So it is not just about will the Supreme Court accept, even if they do. What is the strength of the evidence that Atiku Abubakar and his lawyers are bringing to the court? But of course, we know that this will not go away anytime soon. It is not likely that it will even disappear after the Supreme Court ruling. There are other things attached to the evidence in court that Atiku Abubakar is bringing, and I foresee that this might stretch ultimately, depending on what the Supreme Court says, ultimately towards 2026, if not to 2027, when the next round of the elections and voting, will happen. But let's see. It's interesting times, isn't it?
Let's see.
Sadly, our country is not getting the best in terms of reputation, out of all this. And I hope that there won't be damages to people, to Nigerians, especially those who are seeking legitimate opportunities abroad, in terms of having to go through their documents and credentials and the things that they have pleaded.
Yes, you cited some examples, and I appreciate that you were able to do. But just for some clarity on some of those examples, there was one in 2020, which is the case of David Leon of the APC. In that case, they talked about bearing different names in different certificates. They said that he committed fraud, and forgery of certificate is a crime. So these are some of the arguments that will be made in court if they admit those documents. If they admit and you're able to prove that forgery, indeed occurred.
So guys, I hope you watch that full video concerning Atiku and Tinubu. My people, wonder shall never end. This whole saga now, how we want to settle this whole saga? Because you and I know that Bølà Ahmed Tinübu not be Nigerians voter in to be the president of Nigeria. Tinubu use the hand to knock a chest, say, Emiloko means it's my turn to rule. Indeed, Tinubu can collect that position. You and I saw the election. The day won't be like, say, man, they cast that vote. Papa, mama, pikin, as Labour Party talk am. Everybody pack come out for streets. Make sure, say, man, they cast their vote. Make sure, say, man, they try their possible best to vote for Peter Obi. But at the end of the day, Peter Obi won the election. But due to, say, Tinubu, Jagaban of Africa, he get money, influence everything. He settled all the judges, INEC chairman, Mahmoudi Yakubu, all the INEC staff. He settled all of them with 20 million, 50 million. People will be like, say, man, they in position when you go fit and make sure, say, man, he win this 2023 presidential election. And not be so it's supposed to be. This one amount be like, say, man, now money, now fame, now popularity. Tinubu don't already get everything. I see no reason why Bølà Ahmed Tinübu no want make Nigeria as a country move forward. I see no reason why Bølà Ahmed Tinübu no want make the common masses, the common civilians, make their life better. So guys, una do well. In case you never dey follow my YouTube channel, Room Pikin Monk News, or you just dey get post dey go for inside social media, you never subscribe, abeg, make una try subscribe. Make una just support una homeboy, Room Pikin. Make una make sure so una turn on that notification bell so that anytime we be like, say, man, we take drop any new updates, you go be among the first person when go receive the notification. And make una also free to follow our Facebook page, Room Pikin Monk News. Love everyone, guys. I go leave una here right now while I go see una for the next update coming out soon.